But anyway, you know what I'm talking
Well, let me
about.
ask you, you bring that up. I want to say just a little bit. One, can you maybe give a idea of what is the proper way to do division?
The proper way? No, I don't have a proper way.
To do what?
Division. What we have is, no, what we have is Lewis Brown and Aaron. They are designing different techniques that our children need in order to do this. Now, what we do is we practice with different ways to do it until they find what they're comfortable with. In other words, here's what you want to be careful about. In school, they told you there was only one way to do what it is they had you doing. If you try to do it any other way, they failed you. Follow me? Now what we're trying to do is we're going to introduce them to multiple ways to accomplish the same outcome. If we can introduce them to multiple ways, what we're looking for, what I hope you and Joanne and everyone sees that are working with the young people, you have to be aware when you see that they enjoy doing it this way. If they enjoy doing it a particular way that we find, a technique, a strategy that we find, and they enjoy it, then they'll practice.
Is there a set number of ways, or are these mathematicians creating new ways as time goes by?
That happens also. Now listen, they're always making things up. When you look up here at this, all of this was just made up. This is not really the way that it is. Then you have to understand, once upon a time they had up on your wall what they call, what was the Peterson projection? I don't know which one this is, but until just recently, this was the smallest continent on the whole map. Until just recently. Where did that come from? You know what? I think somebody just made that up. Must have been a reason. What else did they make up? They made up long vowel and short vowel. I'm wondering, why did they make that up? What were they after? What were they after when they made up long vowel and short vowel? Come on, somebody tell me. What?
Legitimizing English as a
Legitimizing the Germanic sound relative to English as it developed, as a language.
I think they were just dumbing down the people in the Western Hemisphere because they came up with the American measurements instead of staying with metric system that the whole world used.
That's a good thought. But what she said about the, what did you say, Carolyn?
legitimizing.
This language that they introduced you to, and actually making the language a superior language. Once upon a time, short time ago, Latin was the superior language, not English. Well, you know, when whoever they are, took over the planet. Who took over the planet, by the way, since I said that? Who took over the planet? The British took over the planet. For a while, it said that the sun never sets on the British flag or the British Empire.
How long is that queen gonna live?
You talking about the reigning queen. Now you gotta ask, how long have queens been lasting? For quite some time in what you call England.
So there's supposed to be a king. That hasn't happened since when?
Well, now if you, and it seems that you have a good line on British history. What's King James's last name? I know. And you thought King was his first name, huh? Stop it. But it's okay. It's all right. He had is that my phone?
No, it's not yours.
He had a last name. But hold on, what I'm getting at is he had a wife. He was a part of a particular clan, a house. Now we've got to find out who all the rest of the kings and queens were in order to understand that history. But trust me, they don't teach it in school. There's a reason they don't teach it in school.
They don't teach it in church.
They don't teach it in church. Huh? The only King James that they read, the King James version of the Bible, that's the one I'm talking about. And I'm suggesting that we are supposed to know his last name.
Yeah,
We're
but
supposed to know
last names are important.
his last name is Stewart. We're supposed to know his mother's name. And basically, yes, and he was King James VI of Scotland, King James I of England, and then they formed the United Kingdom under that reign. And now 5 kingdoms come together. Now you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to understand what's going on with kings and queens and that whole little type of government that they were living. Now you can actually trace what happened. How did communism come into existence? Where did it come from? These are questions that our children need to be asking and learning how to answer for themselves. In other words, I'm not trying to answer the questions for any of our children. That little one over there, he's been studying with me. Taj, how long you been studying with me? Two what?
2 hours.
You've been here 2 hours. You ready to go? How long has he been studying with me? Since what?
Of 0.
Oh, since 0. I like that. I like that.
I don't know, you said 0 is nothing, so.
No, I didn't say 0 is nothing.
A lack of quantity.
No, hold on. I said that 0 is no thing. No thing. Now we got to figure out what no thing is in comparison to nothing. What I said was zeros, if your daughter allows zeros to call your house on the phone, now that's nothing.
So has he been studying with you before he was 1?
Since his mother was pregnant with him, that's when, his father's been studying with me a number of years. But what we had to do, we had to get his father to understand there are some things that you've got to get ready to start teaching your child. If you are dependent on the schools and the school system, you're going to run into the disappointment that you're faced with right now. But now, what if you can teach your children, your child, how to be responsible for themselves? Taj, I know you tired and you ready to go, but tell me about apple juice.
Closer.
Say it again.
The moon is closer to the earth.
That's perigee. What's apogee? You know.
That the moon is far away.
Good. Good. You know what? You and I think somebody
You
else.
can try again.
Huh?
They can try again.
You said you want to try apogee? You want to do apple?
You make mistakes, try again. So
Oh, is that what you do? I like that. You don't let the mistake cause you have a problem, huh? I like that. I like that. So you know what apogee is and perigee, right? Okay. So do you know? Now understand, he's been doing that since right after he could talk. Are you following me? But now, in order to learn that, and I'm not expecting any of these children to learn anything just from a book. I want them to decipher this language. That's what the dictionary is for. Because if they decipher the language and they understand the language, they can learn and teach themselves anything. What I'm after with what he had to do was, when did you start taking him outside and pointing to the moon?
He had been probably about 10 months.
You start taking him outside, pointing the moon out to him, right? So now we've got to get them to understand about the moon, what's going on, what's happening with it. Why don't we see it in the daytime? How far can you see in the nighttime? How far can you see in the nighttime, Joe?
How far?
Yes, how far can you see?
How far?
At nighttime? At nighttime, how far can do you see stars?
Okay.
Well, if you can see stars, how far away are they? No, they're time. It's a long time away. They're so far, it's light years away. Now, that means you can, but how can you see them during the day? Why not?
I've had times where I've seen a star during the
You do see a star every now and then during the day. A star. And you also see the sun. But now, what I'm asking is, why can't you see all the stars during the daytime? You're not looking deep enough, you think. That's all you come up with. How about this? I would venture to tell you that what's the difference? Matter of fact, when you go out there and look through the car windshield, what is that? No, it's glass and you see through the glass. So that means the glass is what?
Transparent.
Transparent. But in the daytime, the atmosphere of this planet is not transparent. What is it? Who said that? Who said that? Come on, get your dollar. Come on, get your dollar. You got your dollar coming. Yeah. We rolling, God. Yeah. Translucent, that's right. So that means something's blocking you from being able to see through the atmosphere. Now here's what's really weird. I'm suggesting, I could be wrong, but I don't think I live on the planet. I think I live in the planet. You see, because the atmosphere goes every place that this planet goes. You know what? It must be a part of this planet. Well, when it's translucent during the day, you can't see through that, can you? Why not? Something is lighting up what?
It's got something to do with refraction.
But something is lighting up the gases that are in the atmosphere. Now, you call those gases what? The gases that are in this atmosphere, what? You call it air. How many gases make up air? I am going to be upset in a minute. What did you say?
Sir.
Do it the way that I asked you to learn how to do it. You ready? You ready? Are you ready?
No, sir.
Now be ready. Yes, you ready?
Yeah.
Never
Never
open
open
any
any
closed
closed
doors. Closed doors goes together.
yeah,
Closed
carbon
doors.
dioxide
That goes together. Near
near
here.
here.
Now, what did I say, Kennedy? Since you writing it down.
Never open, close.
No, I didn't say that.
Never open any closed doors here.
No, I didn't say that.
Near here.
Yes. So now tell me the gases.
Nitrogen,
Nitrogen.
carbon dioxide.
No.
Oxygen.
Oxygen.
Yeah.
Never open any
Closed doors is carbon
Carbon
dioxide.
dioxide.
argon.
Near.
Any is argon.
Near.
Is
Yes.
argon.
Yes. Near.
And helium.
Neon.
Near is neon. And the last one is helium. Now, hold
It's
on.
not hydrogen.
No, that's what, whoa, slow down. Now here's what you gotta be careful about. You go to one college, and that's gonna be it, what we just said. You go to another college, and hydrogen is going to be on the list. So now our children have to be smart enough to know what the professor wants. We don't want argument about what you believe is right. Most of the stuff is just made up anyway. You're gonna have to figure everything out. But that is the easiest exercise that we could invent in order for the children to learn the basic gases or element in the atmosphere. Now that's not hard. Now don't you look down at that paper, look at me. Tell me what they are.
Nitrogen.
Say the sentence first. Now say the sentence to yourself, and then later when you have to say it, tap your fingers down by your side and get your rhythm, and it'll just come to you, I promise. All right, let's go. Sentence.
Never open any closed doors near here.
Good. Now, what are the gases?
Nitrogen, oxygen, argon,
Argon.
argon, carbon dioxide, neon,
Good,
then it is helium.
good. Now I do want you to understand that I'm kind of on the hydrogen side myself. But you have to be careful because if you put hydrogen on some tests, they're going to mark you incorrect. But I think it's hydrogen. You know why I think it's hydrogen? Because the atmosphere that we live in is no different than the ocean. And the ocean is basically what?
Wow.
Liquid hydrogen. You see, there's a gas hydrogen, and then there's a liquid hydrogen.
H2.
But now here's what you got to understand. The same way the fish live in the ocean, you better figure out how to do that in this atmosphere that you live in. You better think of yourself as that fish that's going to get away some kind of way. Sometimes y'all have to disguise yourself as a school because a big whale comes by or a shark comes by. And if you all come together and you make yourself up here big enough, they won't bother you. So you see, disguise and deception can serve you well. But you have to learn how to utilize it. And you have to always understand that those people tonight that are going to be debating, they're filled with deceptive concepts and thoughts that if you're not aware of what's going on, you are going to be deceived.
Mr. Black,
Yes.
can you ask, I would like to ask some youngsters, what is their opinion or definition of climate change? If they know anything about climate change. And I ask this because.
James just went to hiding when you said that. He's the first one that was sitting out on the docks fishing. Matter of fact, Brother Willie, you were there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Tamarco was at Disneyland, so he wasn't there. You didn't make it. You got lost and came back. But he,
Todd said Disney World.
where were you?
Disney World.
No, you wasn't. You went to Disney World?
Yes.
Wait a minute, how many times you been to Disney World?
7.
Lord have mercy, how many times you gonna have to go?
Dr. Black, did you finish the being able to see the sky? Or I mean, the star? Did you finish that?
I thought I did. But
Okay.
it is what I'm saying. She's trying to ask about climate change.
Okay.
I wanted to
But
ask
all
the
I was
children.
all I was trying to get everybody to understand is if y'all ever open your eyes, you'll learn how to see air. What?
I was wanting to go back to why can't we see the stars?
That's what I just said to you.
Yes.
You see, if the atmosphere, if there's something bouncing off the ground, going up, it gets locked into the atmosphere, and then it lights up the gases. Well, if it lights up the gases, guess what you're looking at every day?
Air?
I can't see nothing else there. But see, you were taught in school that you can't see air. It's invisible.
All right.
Well, guess what you have to learn how to do in order to see the visible more clearly?
To see the invisible or the visible?
Learn how to see the invisible.
Yeah.
You'll learn how to see the visible.
Right.
Then if you learn how to truly see the visible, you'll learn how to see the invisible. I think they came up with a microscope in order to look at smaller things. And the more power they could invent relative to lenses for the microscope, the smaller they could see. And they started seeing things that they didn't know were there.
Yeah. Like germs.
Now you give them a name, you call them germs, right? But
Right.
hey, it's life.
But-
Whatever it is, bacteria, germs, yeah.
bacteria, yeah.
But how about this? You can't see it with the naked eye. But yet you always want to tell me about God. Right? But you can't tell me anything about these things that you have to look at under a microscope. You can't even tell me about a blade of grass. What is the basic, what's the basic elements, the chemical elements in a blade of grass?
Chlorophyll.
You say chlorophyll. Okay, I'll go for that. I know that's one of the elements, but the basic elements is what I want. There are 3. They're basics. What are they? Carbon. But I want one other one.
And oxygen?
Carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen.
Nitrogen.
Now, you know what? That is going to be the same basic components that you find in all of your bodies. Carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen. Yes. Now, it's a trinity. Now, when they teach you about a trinity out there somewhere, there's one right here that we need to know about. And our children need, matter of fact, do it again. Just, I need you to do this so I can explain why, because we got to go in a minute. Spell trigeminal neuralgia.
On the board.
Just spell it.
Trigeminal neuralgia.
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 All right.
Trigeminal. Terminal. Neuralgia. Neuralgia.
Now, why is it I want them to learn about everything dealing with trigeminal neuralgia? Why do you think I want them to learn? And eventually, if they do this correctly, I'm going to put them on to AIDS in just a minute.
So they can go to medical school and figure out how to treat
How to treat what?
trigeminal neuralgia,
Well, why would I want them to learn how to do that?
because you have it.
And I'm tired of this, and I figure that they're genius. See, because the children, every time I've asked the children, Jordan's a living witness of this, every time I've asked the children to do anything, guess what happens?
They do it.
They do it, but the adults want to argue. The children, no problem, they get right at it. And I figure they can find a cure for trigeminal neuralgia, and I need one badly. And next, we're going to get on AIDS. And we got to go, so we can't do this. But I know since all y'all are affected with AIDS, I know you know everything about it, don't you? This is going to get weird to me.
We all have it.
You don't know anything about the things that actually affect and offend you.
You ain't got it. Shelby County is number one for, it's certainly.
For STDs, right. Now, hold on. How about this? How about this? I want you to know all about, what's this other thing y'all affected with?
Eczema.
No, the other one, the blood. The blood, not lupus.
Sickle cell.
I ain't never figured this one out yet. She would tell you, I just ready to go.
No, I was trying to think of some more common ailments that we have, like diabetes.
We're going to do that too. And they're going to do it for us. Now listen. She would tell you, I have talked to the most credentialed doctors in the country. And I've asked all of them the same thing. What's going on with this sickle cell? You know what each one of them tell me? They tell me something that they've been taught in medical school. That's what all of them tell me. But I can't go for this. That's almost like telling me that stripes are killing tigers. Are you catching what I'm saying, anybody? Here's something that was put on this planet to protect you.
Ken, just put it in his pocket.
Biological protectorants do not turn around and kill the host. It is impossible on this planet. You just heard me say that even little fish, they know how to get together and be a big old something just to frighten a shark or a whale, right? But whatever created this thing that you're in, it had enough sense to know, well, okay, I'm going to do these protectorant things. It didn't have any. Name me something that actually kills its host. You know what you're going to name? You're going to name little fleas. Huh? Most of them, if they don't get that off of them sooner or later, they'll eat them to death. Yes?
I just wanted to ask, what about radiation? Because a big topic right now is the smart meters. And
On your house?
Yeah.
I think that just like I'm going to make sure that these children can learn everything about the skull and anatomy, physiology when they're children, so that they can get ready to address sickle cell and AIDS and everything else that might affect the group of people that I'm relative to. See, somebody's got to do it, and trust me, I know the smartest doctors in the country. They're not gonna do it. They're gonna trust and depend on everything that they were taught in class. You follow me? But what I'm telling you is that in just a short time, these children, they'll have this and they'll solve the problem.
Did you, one point I wanted to make, especially for Keith,
Yeah.
because he's real interested in the lead exposure.
Then we need to take him down to Anniston.
But, I know, but, because I understand there's some information about to come out about lead.
About lead and radiation?
No,
Or just
about lead. But the comment I wanted to make sure that Keith says, because I knows it, I keep forgetting it, that each of us, we have over 100 different kinds of chemicals
In your body.
in your
Affecting,
bloodstream.
yeah,
Right
affecting your body.
So, lead is just one more impurity. I just don't want you to lose sight of everything else that's bad.
But we want you to learn everything about how lead is in the soil when the kids go out to play. They're riding bicycles. Do you know about igneous fibers and substances and gravel?
Yeah, I'm learning about it now.
Well, the kids can actually, when they ride their bicycles,
pick it up.
when they turn the wheels, it'll actually ignite the air. It's that bad now.
And you can take the umbilical cords and section them and find over 100 chemicals already that's being
Now,
passed.
don't get us wrong. Now, we are not we don't deal with
I mean, this
conspiracy.
is documented.
That is a biologist sitting over there. Come on, y'all.
But
We
he
got to
he
go.
sent